You guys, I came over here to sit by this water because water means rebirth and water means transformation. Water is a form of energy that we are all connected to. And as I sit by this water and I see the sunset, and I'm just like, everything is just so harmonious. And there's nothing rushing and trying to get in the way, because everything has an order to it. Everything has a boundary about it, that each one respects his boundaries. So as I sit here and I look at the sunset and I look at the beauty of it all, I just, like, my spirit reminded me, because there's certain things, like throughout some of my relationships, ever since I've been having relationships, no matter what the relationship was, I always, I was always like wanting God to change something or change somebody or change the situation. And I'm just like the type of person, I sit there with loyalty. I have patience. That's just one thing about me. I have patience and wait for things to change. And I've always been like that. And my spirit reminded me that it's nothing wrong with loving. There's nothing wrong with wanting things to change. There's nothing wrong with loving people. There's nothing wrong with having relationships. But at the same time, when you don't know how to create a boundary, you begin to get pulled into things that no longer serve you. And so this is just a story time. Because because some of us ask God, maybe God, I want it to change, but my spirit reminded me that maybe God hasn't changed the situation that you're in, and this is for the person that this resonates. Maybe God hasn't changed the situation because he's waiting on you to change, because he's waiting on you to change your position. What if God hasn't changed the relationship because he's waiting on you to establish the boundary that creates room for the change? Because sometimes when we pray, God change them, God fix the relationship, God change the situation. But what if God is really saying, I gave you the wisdom, now use it? And as I've been studying Proverbs 31 woman, that right there, that whole thing just reminds me of the woman that I am, and the woman that I've been shrinking. I've been shrinking that woman in order to be accepted or be validated, or in the name of trying to stay or trying to be and wanting everybody to be happy. But what if God is saying to me or to you, I gave you the wisdom, now use it? Look at Proverbs 31 woman. She was loving, but she was always wise. She was generous, but was also discerning. She cared for her household, but she also managed what was entrusted to her. Proverbs 31:26 says, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Notice wisdom came out of her mouth. She didn't have to be harsh to have boundaries. She didn't have to be disrespectful to have standards. She didn't have to control anyone to create order. She simply understood her value, her responsibility, and her influence. Sometimes the change you're praying for begins when you stop participating in the pattern you're praying for God to remove. And my spirit reminded me, a boundary can be a form of wisdom. I love you, but I can't continue this behavior. I forgive you, but forgiveness doesn't mean access without accountability. I want this relationship, but I will not abandon myself to keep it. I desire peace, so I will no longer participate in chaos. That's not punishment, and that's what I had to realize. That is not punishment. That is boundary. That is stewardship. Proverbs 31 woman teaches me that being a woman of God doesn't mean tolerate anything. It means being wise enough to know what deserves your energy, what requires correction, what needs protection, and what must be released. So my spirit asked me, maybe the question isn't, God, when are you going to change this? Maybe the question is, God, what boundary, decision, conversation, or actions are you asking me to make? Because sometimes God changes the situation through wisdom he has already placed inside of me or placed inside of you. Maybe you may not be waiting on God. God may be waiting on your obedience to what he has already shown you. So I ask you, like my spirit asked me, are you listening to what God has called you to do? Are you listening to what God is telling you to do? Because sometimes we want to be so accepted or want to be so committed, but sometimes God said, are you committed to what I've called you to be? Are you committed to what I told you to do? Because you asking me for change, but you're not changing anything about your behavior or your situation or your thoughts about you. Are you valuing yourself the way you say you want to be valued? Are you entrusting stewardship in everything that I told you, because I told you you were beautifully and wonderfully, you was wonderfully made. So are you trusting what I told you? Or are you scared to be released because you're scared you're going to lose something? Or you scared you're not going to get something? Or you scared you're not going to have enough? But when I told you that you are that Proverbs 31, you are that Proverbs 31 woman, and can't nobody touch you. So I need you to move in the wisdom that I've given you and create the boundary that I told you to create, and stop looking at the outside and focus on what I'm telling you within. And that right there just brought me to a place of humbleness, because the Spirit, this presence, loves me so much. It loves you so much that it's ready for you to receive every good and perfect thing that it has for you. So in this moment, I just ask you, are you listening? Are you listening? Because the change is you listening to what God has already told you to do, and that's the wisdom. I love you, and you cannot take it back. Stay focused and motivated in the grace that is keeping you. And remember, you are crafted by greatness.